Here is something that will make your blood boil. People are out here throwing money at the stock market like they are spinning a roulette wheel while carrying credit card debt charging them 22% interest. That debt is sitting there, growing every single day, laughing at every dollar they invest. It is like trying to fill a bucket with massive holes at the bottom and wondering why it never gets full. Getting the order wrong is not just a small mistake, it is a mistake that can cost you tens of thousands of dollars over your lifetime. My name is Chris, and I break down the smartest money strategies so you can build real wealth without making the costly mistakes most people never even see coming. If you want to stop guessing with your money and start following a proven step-by-step system that actually works, subscribe right now and hit that like button. It helps more than you know. Here is a number that will stop you in your tracks. According to recent data, 1 in 3 Americans does not even have an emergency fund. The median amount Americans have saved for emergencies is just $500. $500. That is less than most people spend on a single car payment every month, and that number is actually down from $600 just a year ago. Meanwhile, those same people are out here debating whether to buy individual stocks or jump into cryptocurrency. That is like asking whether you should buy a Ferrari when you do not even have enough money to fix the transmission on the car sitting in your driveway right now. The truth is, there is an optimal order for investing your money, a sequence that can save you tens of thousands of dollars and dramatically speed up your path to financial independence. But most people completely ignore it because it is not exciting. They want to skip straight to the fun stuff without laying the foundation that actually makes everything else work. Today, I am going to walk you through that exact order step by step so you can maximize your returns while minimizing your risk. And some of what I am about to share is going to surprise you, especially the part about why your employer match should come before almost everything else, and why health savings accounts might be the single most powerful investment vehicle that most people are completely sleeping on. But before we get into the steps, let me explain why getting this order wrong can be absolutely devastating. Think about building a house. You would not start picking out designer light fixtures and custom countertops if your foundation was cracked and your roof was caving in. Yet that is exactly what most people do with their finances. They get excited about the latest trending investment while carrying high interest debt that is silently wiping out every gain they could possibly make. The opportunity cost of getting this wrong is enormous. Like every month you delay paying off credit card debt charging you 22% interest is a month that debt is growing faster than nearly any investment you could reasonably expect to make. Every month you skip your employer matching contribution is free money you are walking away from. And every month you pour into a taxable investment account before maxing out your tax advantaged options is money you are handing straight to the IRS without a second thought. Now let us get into the exact steps, starting with the one most people skip entirely. Step number 1 is building your emergency fund, and this has to come before anything else. I know. This is the boring part. You would rather hear about which stocks are going to explode. But here is why this matters more than almost anything else on this list. An emergency fund is not just about covering surprise expenses. It is about creating a psychological safety net that stops you from making terrible financial decisions when life hits you out of nowhere. When your car breaks down or an unexpected medical bill lands in your mailbox, having that emergency fund means you do not have to sell your investments at the worst possible moment or pile on high interest debt just to survive the situation. So how much do you actually need? The traditional advice says 3 to 6 months of living expenses, but honestly, that range is so wide, it is almost meaningless. It depends entirely on your situation. If you have a stable government job with solid benefits, 3 months may be perfectly fine. If you are a freelancer working in a volatile industry with no safety net beneath you, you may need 6 months or even more. Here is what I recommend for most people. Start by building your first $1,000 as fast as you possibly can. That covers most minor emergencies and gives you that critical psychological buffer. Then push toward 1 full month of living expenses. Once you hit that milestone, keep building until you reach 3 months. Breaking it into stages makes what feels like an overwhelming goal completely manageable. And here is something most people never realize. Recent research from Vanguard found that people with at least $2,000 in emergency savings had financial well-being scores that were 21% higher than those without any emergency fund at all. And that was the single largest boost linked to any financial factor they measured. $2,000 is not life-changing money on its own, but the peace of mind and financial stability that comes with having that cushion is absolutely enormous. And step number 2 is eliminating all high interest debt. And this step is non-negotiable. Once your emergency fund is in place, you need to wipe out all high interest debt before you invest another dollar anywhere else. And when I say high interest, I mean anything charging you more than roughly 8% annually, though that threshold can shift depending on current market conditions. Credit card debt is the obvious villain here. With average interest rates sitting above 22%, credit card debt is financial poison. It grows faster than almost any reasonable investment return you could expect. Carrying credit card debt while investing is like trying to run a race with a backpack full of bricks strapped to your back. Let me put real numbers on this. If you have $5,000 in credit card debt at 22% interest and you only make minimum payments, you will pay nearly $2,800 in interest over 5 years. That is $2,800 that could have been compounding and working for you instead of draining out of your pocket. Every single dollar you put toward paying off that debt is delivering you a guaranteed 22% return. That is better than Warren Buffett's long-term average. Let that sink in. The most efficient strategy for attacking your debt is the debt avalanche method. List every debt you have along with the interest rate and minimum payment. Pay the minimums on everything. Then take every extra dollar you can find and throw it at the debt with the highest interest rate first. Once that is gone, move to the next highest. This approach saves you the most money mathematically over time. Some people prefer the debt snowball method, where you pay off the smallest balance first to build momentum and motivation. That is a perfectly valid approach if you need that psychological win to stay on track. But if pure math efficiency is your goal, the avalanche method wins every time. Step number 3 is capturing every single dollar of your employer match, and this one has a twist most people do not expect. There is one major exception to the rule about clearing debt before investing, and it is important enough to be its own step entirely. If your employer offers matching contributions to your retirement plan, you should contribute enough to capture the full match even before you finish paying off high interest debt. That might sound counterintuitive at first, but the math makes it undeniably clear. Employer matching is essentially a guaranteed 100% return on your money up to the match limit. Even if you are carrying credit card debt at 22%, a guaranteed 100% immediate return on your employer match almost always wins. It is like finding money on the ground that your employer will double the moment you pick it up. Here is a simple example. Your employer matches 50 cents on the dollar up to 6% of your salary. If you earn $50,000 a year, contributing $3,000 to capture the full $1,500 match represents a 50% immediate return before your investments even grow a single penny. No other investment opportunity in the world can guarantee that kind of return. The key here is simple. Contribute just enough to capture the full match. Then redirect every extra dollar back toward eliminating your high interest debt. Once that debt is gone, you can ramp up your retirement contributions. One thing worth knowing, some employers have vesting schedules that determine how long you need to stay with the company before the matching funds are fully yours. If you are not planning to stay long, make sure you understand how your company's vesting works. Even so, the immediate guaranteed return from employer matching almost always makes it worth contributing regardless. Step number 4 is maxing out your IRA, and this is where we enter the tax optimization zone. With your emergency fund locked in, your high interest debt eliminated, and your employer match fully captured, you are now ready to move into what I call the tax optimization zone. This is where most people completely drop the ball because they get distracted by flashy investment options and jump straight to taxable accounts when they should be draining every tax-advantaged option available to them first. Your next move is to max out your individual retirement account. Here is why this comes before putting additional money into your employer's 401k beyond the match. Your IRA gives you far greater control over your investment choices and typically comes with significantly lower fees than most employer-sponsored plans. Corporate 401k plans are notorious for offering a limited menu of expensive mutual funds with management fees that can quietly eat into your returns year after year. With an IRA, you can invest in low-cost index funds and ETFs charging just a few basis points compared to the 1 to 2% fees that are common in many 401k plans. That difference might sound small, but over decades, it can cost you tens of thousands of dollars. It is the difference between keeping your money and slowly feeding it to fund managers who are driving nicer cars than you because of it. For 2026, you can contribute up to $7,000 to an IRA, or $8,000 if you are 50 or older. That catch-up contribution is one of the few genuine perks of getting older in the investing world. Now, once you decide to max out your IRA, you face an important choice, like traditional or Roth, and this decision can genuinely save or cost you thousands of dollars in taxes over your lifetime. The core question is simple. Do you want to pay taxes now or later? Traditional accounts let you deduct contributions from your taxable income today, but you pay taxes when you withdraw in retirement. Roth accounts require you to pay taxes upfront, but every single withdrawal in retirement is completely tax-free. Here is the general rule that works for most people. If you are in a high tax bracket today and expect to be in a lower one during retirement, lean toward traditional accounts to capture the deduction now. If you are in a lower tax bracket today, but expect your income to grow significantly over time, lean toward Roth accounts and pay the lower tax rate while you still can. If you are young and just starting out, Roth accounts are almost always the better move. You are likely in your lowest earning years right now, and tax rates are not getting any lower. If you are genuinely unsure, splitting contributions between both types creates tax diversification that gives you real flexibility in retirement. Step number 5 is funding your health savings account, and this one might be the biggest financial secret hiding in plain sight. If you have access to a health savings account, stop everything and pay close attention, because HSAs might be the most underutilized investment vehicle in all of America, and most people have no idea just how powerful they actually are. An HSA is the only account in existence that gives you 3 separate tax benefits simultaneously. First, contributions are tax deductible, just like a traditional IRA. Second, your money grows completely tax-free while it is invested. Third, and this is the part that makes HSAs truly special, withdrawals for qualified medical expenses are 100% tax-free, even in retirement. Now, no other account gives you tax benefits going in while growing and coming back out. It is genuinely in a class of its own. For 2026, you can contribute up to $4,300 if you have individual health coverage, or up to $8,550 for family coverage. The requirement is that you must be enrolled in a high deductible health plan to be eligible, which is not the right fit for everyone. But if you are young, healthy, and your medical expenses are relatively low, an HSA can be one of the most powerful retirement building tools you have access to. Here is the strategy that takes HSAs from good to exceptional. If you can afford to, pay for your current medical expenses out of pocket and leave your HSA money invested in the market untouched. Save every single medical receipt you have, because there is no time limit on when you can reimburse yourself for qualified expenses. You could pay for a doctor visit today, hold on to that receipt, and pull that same amount out of your HSA completely tax-free 20 years from now. That is a legitimate strategy that almost nobody is using. After age 65, HSAs become even more flexible. You can withdraw funds for any purpose at all, not just medical expenses. Non-medical withdrawals after 65 are simply taxed as ordinary income, exactly like a traditional IRA. But since medical expenses in retirement are essentially guaranteed, having a dedicated pool of tax-free money set aside specifically for healthcare is one of the most valuable financial positions you can be in. The numbers here are staggering. If you max out your HSA contributions for 30 years and achieve a 7% annual return, you could accumulate over $400,000 in completely tax-free money available for medical expenses. And given that the average couple retiring today will spend over $300,000 on healthcare throughout retirement, a fully funded HSA can essentially make that entire cost disappear from your retirement budget. Step number 6 is maxing out your 401k beyond the employer match. And at this point, you are playing at a seriously elite level Once you have fully funded your HSA, it is time to go back and max out your 401k contributions beyond the employer match you already captured in step 3. For 2026, the contribution limit is $23,500 for most people, or $31,000 if you are 50 or older and eligible for catch-up contributions. At this point in the sequence, you are operating at a genuinely elite level from a tax efficiency standpoint. Between your IRA, your HSA, and your 401k, you could potentially shelter over $35,000 annually from current taxation if you are under 50, and even more with catch-up contributions if you qualify. That is serious money compounding year after year without the IRS taking their cut along the way. Here is some perspective on where most people actually stand. The average American saves around 6% of their income. That is usually not even enough to fully capture the employer match and max out an IRA, let alone everything else on this list. If you are working through this entire sequence, you are already operating in the top 5% of savers in America, and you are building the kind of retirement that most people can only imagine. Step number 7 is opening a taxable investment account. And this is the step most people try to start with before they are ready. Now we finally arrive at the step most people want to begin with, taxable investment accounts. And there is a very specific way to approach this final step that separates people who build serious long-term wealth from people who just treat investing like an expensive hobby. Taxable investment accounts are completely open. You can buy individual stocks, invest in index funds, explore ETFs, or go wherever the research leads you, all without any contribution limits or withdrawal restrictions. That flexibility is genuinely valuable. But it also comes with a cost that most people seriously underestimate. Every dividend payment you receive gets taxed. Every time you sell an investment for a gain, the IRS takes their share. That tax drag quietly compounds against you over time in ways that are easy to overlook but impossible to ignore when you actually run the numbers. Consider this. If you invest $10,000 annually for 30 years in a tax-advantaged account earning 7% annually, you end up with roughly $944,000. Run that same scenario through a taxable account with the same return, but paying taxes on dividends and capital gains along the way, and you might end up with closer to $700,000. That is nearly a $244,000 difference created entirely by tax drag. Same investment, same return, very different outcome. But once you have maximized every tax-advantaged option available to you, taxable accounts become incredibly valuable for the flexibility they provide. Need money for a house down payment in 5 years? A taxable account has no restrictions on when you can access it. Planning to retire early before you can touch your retirement accounts without penalty? A taxable account gives you the bridge funding to make that work. Thinking about leaving wealth to your children? Assets and taxable accounts receive a step up in cost basis when you pass away, which can eliminate capital gains taxes on all the growth that happened during your lifetime. And there you have it, the smartest order to invest your money, broken down step by step. Emergency fund first, high interest debt second, employer match third, max your IRA fourth, fund your HSA fifth, max your 401k sixth, then and only then open your taxable investment account. Follow this sequence, and you will be systematically building real, lasting wealth while everyone around you is still chasing the next hot stock tip and wondering why they never seem to get ahead. This is not the flashy path. It is the effective one. And the gap between where you are today and the retirement you actually want comes down to whether you are willing to do the foundational work that most people skip. Now do me a favor. If this video opened your eyes, share it with one friend who needs to hear this right now. You could genuinely save them from a very expensive mistake they do not even know they are about to make. And if you want to go even deeper on building real financial power, go watch our previous video titled Why Banks Fear People with $20,000 Saved. It will change the way you think about money. The link is right on your screen. Go check it out, and I will see you there.